Hey y'all. So today I'm going to talk about my college experience. I get a lot of questions about it, so hopefully I'll be able to answer some of those today. But first, I do want to just say that I have made an Instagram account. So head on over, check that out. Don't forget to hit the follow button. But now, just to what this whole video is going to be about. And that is my college experience, and it was not like anyone else's. And so I am not currently in college. I do not have plans to attend college. And so hopefully I will be answering some of those questions. So basically, I'm just going to start at the very beginning, and that is when I was visiting colleges my senior year of high school. I only visited a couple of colleges before I landed at Druitt-McConnell in Cleveland, Georgia. I remember just walking the campus with my mom, and I looked up at her and I just said, "This is it. This is where I'm supposed to be." I just felt so at peace there. So, not much happened my freshman year being there, and so my sophomore year there, I was living with these two girls that I had become friends with, and we had space for one more girl to move in with us, and one of their friends decided that she wanted to move in with us. And I didn't know this girl, but I figured she's friends with y'all and y'all are okay with it, so it's like it should be fine. What's the harm? And so she moved in, and after she moved in, I just really started feeling alone and kind of left out. I definitely felt replaced just because she was friends with them. I didn't have anything in common with this girl. And so I just started to step away from the friendship and just really withdraw myself. And of course, that put a dent in our friendship, and our friendship eventually just fizzled out because of it, and because I didn't fully know how to explain my feelings because I felt like I was a baby feeling this way, and so I couldn't explain it to them because I didn't fully understand it myself. So going into my junior year, I was very anxious over what was to come. I did not have a roommate situation, and so I had no clue who I was going to live with, so that was nerve-wracking all in itself. And then I was starting nursing school. So this was the year that I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression, and I have made 2 videos addressing my junior year and on, and just the process of being diagnosed and how I handled that and how I deal with it now. So if you want to check those out, it is the very first and second videos that I've made, Depression and Anxiety, My Story, Parts 1 and 2. So about a year after I moved home, I decided to give college another go. This time I decided to stay a little bit more local so that I had the support system of my family, and hopefully I would not feel so alone. So I ended up at Georgia College and State University. I was a nursing major, and so when I transferred, although I was originally in the nursing program at Truett, when I transferred, I still had some core classes to get into GCSU's nursing program. So I was initially just taking a few core classes, and about this time I started a new job at a doctor's office, and they had me giving shots to patients and giving different medications to patients. And although I never messed up and I was checked off to do the things that I was doing, there was so much anxiety in giving these different medications and these different shots. I was always second guessing what I was doing. I'd never had the confidence to do it, and so that to me was not worth it, and that is the reason that I stepped away from nursing school, just because there was too much pressure involved and it was not worth it. So I ended up just deciding to do public health because I still wanted to be in the medical field. And I figured public health is a very general major, and so I will hopefully be able to find something. And I quickly realized that anything that you want to do with public health, you really have to have a master's degree for. And I was not enjoying school just to get my bachelor's, and so master's programs, anything like that, that was all out. So I decided that I would do early childhood education. The early childhood education program at GCSU is very competitive. So I was told by my new advisor that what I wanted to do was not possible. My grades were not competitive enough. And my goal was to do early childhood education, but to counsel students because of that. Because in order to have any sort of degree in counseling, you have to go get a master's degree. So I didn't want to do that. And so I figured that this was kind of an easy way to do that, because I know that when I was in high school, I had two teachers who were also like my counselors. I could go to them when I was having some problems, and they would be able to give me advice. And so I wanted to be able to do that for other young adults or young teenagers, or even just children. And because there's always that quote, be who you needed when you were younger. And so I definitely want to live by that, and be that for the younger people in my life. So basically hearing an advisor tell me that my goals are not possible was very upsetting. And so I didn't really handle it that well. I ended up withdrawing from the school, and I figured that I would just do some online classes to get an early childhood education degree. And I applied to several different schools, and there was a lot of anxiety of just applying to schools. So I ended up, the first school that I heard back from, I was talking with one of the professors in that department, and she told me the exact same thing. My grades are not good enough. They're not competitive enough to accomplish what I want to. And now hearing two people tell me that what I want to do with my life is not possible, that sent me into actually an anxiety attack. I ended up on the floor in my bathroom at my house, just hyperventilating, sobbing. I could not get in control. I just felt so hopeless and so worthless. Like, what's the point? And so it was about a week after that I finally just accepted, like, school is not for me. Unfortunately, I just relate school to a very difficult time in my life. And I do still believe, though, that there, being at Truett and me feeling such a peace there and feeling like that was where I was supposed to be, I still believe that that's where I was supposed to be. Because anxiety and depression is something that I've struggled with for years. And I always just write it off as me being a baby. And so finally, I would have never been diagnosed had I not been in that situation. And so I definitely still think that that was the Lord just putting me where I needed to be, and it was all in His timing. And I wouldn't be doing this today if it wasn't because of that. So I definitely think that everything happens for a reason, and it's all worked out for the better. And it's just part of my story. It's just part of who I am, and I can use that to help other people. Also, another reason that I decided to step away from school, and one thing that just really, it gave me anxiety, because I had gone through 2.5 years of schooling already, and then I feel like I just kind of threw that all away, because I withdrew. I ended up changing my major, and so that 2.5 years of schooling just kind of feels like a waste now. Me being at Truett McConnell, it is a private college, so they don't get funding from the state. And so it is much more expensive. So I did rack up a pretty nice bill there. And so I just feel like I already have all this debt, and I don't want to build it up any more than I already have. And so I'm just going to focus on that. And I also, when I do have children, I do have plans of being a stay-at-home mom with them. And so I don't want to work so hard for this degree and then not use it. And so those are the main reasons that I've decided to step away from school and just be happy with who I am. And I definitely feel like I am in a much happier place now that I don't have to worry about that. I'm in such a good spot in life right now. Making these videos has also just given me the ability to accomplish my goals. And it makes me feel so good that those people who told me that I could not accomplish my goals without that degree, I'm doing it right now. I'm accomplishing what I set out to do without a degree. And so that just goes to show that, people can't really tell you what you can and can't do. Because if you have your mindset to do something, then you can absolutely 100% do it. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you so much for the support that you guys have given me. And definitely don't forget to go check out my new Instagram page. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.